Audio Renaissance presents The Race by Richard North Patterson. Read for you by Michael Boatman. Prologue. The Hero. In the timeless dark of his captivity, before the president made him a hero for the careless act that had cost a friend his life, Captain Corey Grace distracted himself from guilt and the pain of torture by recalling why he had wished to fly, to escape from darkness to light. His earliest memories were of the metaphoric prison of his parents' joyless house, the way his father's mute and drunken rage turned inward on itself, his mother's tight-lipped repression of her own misery as clenched as her coiled hair. Even the Ohio town they lived in, Lake City, felt cramped. Not just the near-identical shotgun houses and postage-stamp lawns, but the monochromatic lives of those who never seemed to leave, the gossip one could never erase, the pointless bigotry against minorities no one had ever met. Only in captivity, when shame and belated charity eroded his contempt for his family and his past, did Corey see this pitiless lens as yet another reflection of his vanity. "You're special," they had always told him. Teachers, coaches, ministers, even, in their crabbed ways, Corey's own mother and father. From his early youth, good looks had been among his many gifts, the ready smile and dark brown eyes, perceptive, alert, and faintly amused, strong but regular features arrayed in pleasing proportion to one another. He excelled in school, became captain of 3 sports teams, grew articulate and quick-witted in a way he could not trace to either parent, learned to conceal his alienation with an easy charm that made girls want him and other boys want to be like him. His parents were strangers, not just to Corey, but to each other. "I wonder who you'll marry," his mother had mused aloud on the night of his senior prom. Needlessly fussing over his tuxedo tie, as open a gesture of maternal fondness as she could muster, Nettie Grace looked up into his face. With an instinctive fear that somehow this life would ensnare him, Corey realized that his mother still wished to imagine him marrying someone from Lake City, maybe Kathy Wilkes, the bubbly cheerleader who was his prom date. Perhaps his mother spoke from sentiment, Corey thought. Perhaps it was only fear that he would leave their life behind. Even his parents' pride in him seemed sullied by their own resentments. Gazing into his mother's eyes, he answered softly, "No one from here." Nettie Grace let go of his bow tie. Slowly, Corey looked around the tiny living room, as if at a place he would never see again. His father stared at the television, a beer bottle clutched in his hands, nodded from his work as a plumber. In the corner, Corey's 5-year-old brother, Clay, whose very existence conjured images Corey could scarcely entertain, gazed up at Corey with a child's admiration. Looking at this slight boy's tousled brown hair and innocent blue eyes, Corey felt the empathy he wished he could summon for his parents. He already sensed that Clay, who, to his father's evident satisfaction, did not seem all that special, would never escape their family. Impulsively, Corey scooped Clay up in his arms, tossing him in the air before bringing the boy's face close to his. Clay wrapped his arms around Corey's neck. "I love you, Corey," he heard his little brother declare. For a moment, Corey held Clay tight. Then he lifted him aloft again, wondering why his own smile did not come quite so easily. "Yeah," he told his brother. "I love you too, even though you're short." Putting Clay down, Corey kissed him on the forehead and left without another word to anyone. He was leaving them all behind, his mother and father, the friends who thought they knew him, the prom date who would offer to sleep with him in hope that this moment, the apex of her youthful imaginings, was a beginning and not the end, even his kid brother. And he had known this ever since Coach Jackson had named him starting quarterback. "You're slow," the coach had told him laconically, "and your arm's no better than average, but you're smart and you don't rattle. Most of all, you're not just a leader, you're a born leader." This, Corey realized, was a new thought. Curious, he asked, "What's the difference?"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?